All right, silver's hit 60. Glorious, glorious stuff. Next stop, I don't know, 70, 80, 90. We're not supposed to be this high already. It's not even 2026. My God, we could end up being at 65 or something. I don't know. For me, the most important chart is actually gold because silver's, we've taken out all-time highs. Obviously, gold done that a long time ago, but gold has not taken out its all-time high of 4,380. So for me, next stop with gold is up here, obviously. So 4,260. Let's get a daily close above 4,260. Then next stop is obviously the all-time high, and then off we go to 4,500, 600, 700, etc. 5,000. That's for next year. Actually, closing above 4,400 this year would be wonderful, extremely bullish, and actually a little bit likely. And tomorrow is Fed Day, I believe. Thing is, if gold goes up, it's because they cut by 25. I don't think they're going to do 50. If gold goes down, even if they cut 25, which again, the Fed usually does what the market expects, and that's what the market expects, then you could say, oh, it's priced in, but the fundamental story has not changed. Even if we go down, we're going to end up going higher because gold's going up for monetary policy reasons, right? De-dollarization, deficits, trade deficits, budget deficits, etc., monetization of debt, all that stuff that's kind of been obvious for a while, but now extremely obvious on a global scale. I don't know, maybe there's going to be a surprise peace treaty in Ukraine, and I always bring that up. I think it's going to happen. I do actually. I don't know when it's going to happen. It will obviously eventually happen. I don't know how much it's going to impact gold, and when it does, it's short term. Still, even that wouldn't change the long term trajectory, which is just all the way up, top right, non-stop forever. Kind of like you see with those exotic currencies. It's just Turkish lira style. In the end, they're all fundamentally flawed. But still, I like gold because we can at least see the next two resistance levels. When you go to silver, I'm not going to talk about the way down. You know how much time I've saved not talking about the prices on the way down support. A lot of time, a lot of YouTube video time. I've been talking about resistance on the way up, and we have gone up pretty much non-stop, even after this recent drop, which everyone thought was going to last a lot longer. But I think gold's going to start testing its old highs, and silver obviously has already done it. Look at this wonderful candle, 4.5% today. Close a high of day, close above 60, almost at 61. Again, no point in zooming out. It's done, right? You can even do ascending, it doesn't matter. What is it? Inflation adjusted all-time high, doesn't matter. Just simple, like 65, 70, 75, 80. Those are my levels. Or maybe looking at gold. I think I prefer to look at gold now, but silver up 4.5% with gold up like not even 1%. It's beautiful, very bullish, but at this rate, silver's gonna hit 70 or something before I was gonna say before gold hits its all-time high, but that's not true. Perfect day. There's nothing else to say about silver. Support is gonna be what resistance was, which is, mid 58s, you could say. We're not going there. Um, unless there's some surprise no cut tomorrow, and even that, I don't know. It's just a buy. Silver is just doing what gold did at 2000, which is doubling. And I remember when gold, what did we do? We took out, I forgot, what was it? 30, was it 35? Yeah, 34, 35. And we just went straight up to 50. We took out 50, didn't we? I thought 44. A lot of the areas I thought would be resistance. I mean, now you zoom out, you don't really see it. 40, okay, that makes sense, a little 40, and then basically just went up all the way to 54, not even 50. Came down. A lot of people think we're going to go to the low 40s, 38s. Nope. See you later. And honestly, I don't know, 70. Let's look at the miners before I go on a nonsensical rant. GDX, here I wish it was higher, obviously, but well, it's a bit like gold, and GDX does follow gold, but they're all like this. Even the silver ETFs have not taken out their old highs. I mean, the good news is you can kind of tell where it's going next, at least. And you've got this sort of 84 slash, might as well go for the all-time high, right? 4% move away, 85. So that's what you're looking for tomorrow. Still, it's Fed day, you never know, right? I don't want to be too arrogant about it being a given that they do a 25 basis point cut. And even if they do, what does the market do? It's not that obvious. Although we got a bit of an indication today, I guess. GDXJ, same sort of chart, maybe a little less of, I know, 3% also. Basically a 3% move from its all-time high. We should close above the all-time high tomorrow. GDX, GDXJ, SIL, they're all absolutely identical, but behind silver, they should be ahead. If it was a perfect bull market, silver would outperform gold, which it's clearly doing, but the miners would be outperforming the metal too, which is not the case. 3% also for SIL, SILJ, it's absolutely identical. It's very rare that all three are kind of the same percentage points away. Okay, 4%, same thing. So we need that. And once we close above the respective all-time highs on the mining ETFs, then we can start to run. And then I think we'll start slowly outperforming. The miners will start to outperform the metals. They'll all go up. And we make a lot of money, and gold will start going up to 4,400, and then silver and the miners will just scream up, and then basically up, up, up some more, and then we finish the year very strong, and next year same again. Same again, maybe even more acceleration. I think you'll start seeing the other metals do what silver's doing now to gold, which is clear out performance. The coppers, the platinum, palladiums will still keep going up. Silver will still go towards 70, 80, 90. I don't know, I don't know which number we stop off at. Um, I don't know. I mean, it's monetary metal, right? Silver's a monetary metal, so we're going up to follow gold or what gold's already done. At the same time, supply demand, they've lost the, I already talk about this, but they've lost the ability to suppress the price, and they were doing it. I'm sure of it. And now, if the price is supposed to reflect true supply demand fundamentals, and we start having these real, physical, um, like requests, I want to be supplied in physical, and then the London Metal Exchanges and the Chicago, if price is really supposed to reflect true supply demand dynamics, you could get a real squeeze, like what we got in nickel a few years ago, months ago, I forgot, years ago. It could just go crazy. Silver could really go crazy. It is going crazy. But anyway, next year I think it's going to happen to, let's say, less strategic metals like copper, palladium, platinum. I mean, they're very strategic, but they're not a monetary metal. They're not as sensitive. So lots of fun next year. And I've already done it. I got a bit of uranium, copper, platinum, palladium, not that much of those. Yeah, copper and uranium I'm pretty heavy in, but I want to be more heavy. So I'm going to slowly trim and then enter those. And critical minerals, that's the other one. Lithium and critical minerals. It's good. All right, let's get to the miners. The portfolio. Newmont, nice. Very nice. This is what it's kind of matching slash outperforming GDX and gold. All right, so it is obviously following gold. It's a big senior gold stock. It's gold and it's GDX, but it's perfect close. Up almost 6%. That's really good. Like outperformed its peers. Next stop is going to be the all-time high, 4.5% away. And once we do that, we squeeze past 100 the day after. So I think by Thursday we're at 100. Like I don't want to. I'm saying it like it's a given tomorrow, just because today was so good, and obviously everyone knows it's going to be 25 basis point cut. But when everyone knows, but anyway, it's if we get a little surprise tomorrow, next week Tuesday we're at 100. Nothing changes, even short term. Wonderful chart. I love that. Newmont, very, very heavy in Newmont. Barrick, a little behind. Obviously, you can see that area of resistance was completely correct and pretty obvious. But I think tomorrow we go back there. I don't know if we close above it. That's probably asking a bit too much, but thereabouts closed at high of day today, so that's quite nice. 5% is asking a bit much. 43, that's where you want to close above. And once you do, we start heading towards 50, nice and obvious. Love it. Barrack, very nice today. Not the greatest day, but gold wasn't that strong. Remember that. So 2 and a bit% is okay. It's reasonable. Agnico, weaker, right? Remember, Newmont's, respectively speaking, closed around 175, 176 if you take Agnico Eagle's chart, right? So Newmont's over here. So Agnico is definitely underperforming. But anyway, it's a Agnico. We know where it's going long term. It's going all the way up to the right. So maybe we're 5% behind. And then the next day, there's another 5%. So I think tomorrow we start going towards 175. And then maybe it's for next week to test this all-time high. But Agnico has done a lot for a long time. So it's cool. You can underperform for a bit. It's actually underperformed for a while, but it's still pretty much following gold. So no problem there. Now to my heaviest holding by far, and maybe the best performer of the day. There were a couple. What is it? Southern Silver, Aftermath Silver, Coutine, whatever you say. Exelon. I got a bunch of little juniors. They outperformed just, but Pan America, absolute hands down the best out of all the other majors I've owned, like the mid-tier gold, silver, senior gold, silver royalties, and the other silver stocks. And it's my by far my heaviest. Like that, my second heaviest is Barrick, and this is worth 33% more than Barrick. So wonderful day. Closed at new all-time historic highs. Very tomorrow, I already did this earlier. Look, we went higher since then. 3% move to get to 50. And what do the GDXs and all the other mining ETFs need to do? 3%. So I think we touch 50 tomorrow. We probably close above it because I think silver's going to do a nice move, which will take us more than 3% higher in Pan America. No point in zooming out. We've absolutely taken out the all-time high. So 50 next stop. And I'm so happy because it was, and I said it, I think I say it every time I cover Pan America, it was going up, but you can see the resistance here, all these red candles on a green day, closing below the open, and then it just gave back so much on that drop. And I absolutely munched the face off this thing down here and I didn't sell anything. I sold nothing today. I don't even say it's like the norm. I sold nothing. I got all my rows and interactive brokers are just stock under stock. There's no row of sells or buys, just clean portfolio watch list, no sales. It's like one or two stocks with sales, and it's like a 3D printing stock that got destroyed 17% today. All my metals and all the commodity stocks, just nothing. I own what I own. If I want to buy something, I'll buy it. No good till cancel buys or sells. And Pan America, very happy. Normally, I'd be trimming the hell out of this thing. I would have definitely sold just under all-time high. It would have been like 46, 49 or something. Nothing. Even 50 tomorrow, nothing. I don't know what changed. I just let it grow. Let it grow. I don't know what else to say. Pan America, wonderful. Wonderful. After this video, I'm going to take another look at it and just stare at the chart some more and daydream. I like to daydream. Wheaton, very nice. 4% for a royalty on a gold okay day is pretty good, but it makes good money out of silver. So I think I understand why it did 4%. Closed a high of day, very nice. Another 4% tomorrow, and we're at the all-time high, 114. I think that's a realistic target for tomorrow if all things goes according to plan. And then after that, 120, I don't know, 130, 150 is the big one, I guess. Just up forever until they cut government spending, which they'll never do. Next one, Franco Nevada. Behind, up almost 2%, maybe 2% with after hours. A bit like Barrett makes sense. I think it definitely is underperforming. Got a long way to go to test its all-time high, but it will. It just will because as gold keeps going up, that's the only thing it can do, just climb up. And I think at one point, the chart will look a bit better and it'll start to accelerate. Maybe when it takes out like 210 or something, we start to jump and outperform, Wheaton, for example, which it hasn't done for a while, I feel. But otherwise, it's okay. It's an update, it's average, nothing special. Metalla, didn't know that. Nice to see that. Up almost 6%. New 52-week high, close a high of day. Next stop, all the way up here. Let's call it 850, just below. Yeah, I don't see 8 as resistance. I mean, look, we're closing at 780. We're about to run tomorrow with FOMC. No, no, forget 8. We're going to 850. After that, 1050/11. Beautiful. This thing was in the twos. I wanted to get rid of it in the twos, high twos, I remember. And now we're talking about double digits early next year. Wonderful. Right, mid-tier gold stocks. I am gold. That's okay. To be honest, this was really strong when the others were weak. Now it's okay. I think it's lost some of its outperformance, but then again, it's not really a silver stock. I think tomorrow we run. Gold will close above some significant levels and start to maybe preempt the inevitable move next week, which is higher, which is 4,400. So maybe iron gold starts to pick up tomorrow. Next stop, all-time 52-week high, 1580-ish. And after that, it's 17. I remember. Okay, so next stop clearly is the old high about here. A close above this, 1570-80, and then off you go to 17. Equinox, very, very similar chart. Also very strong and outperforming back here with good news. However, it's a bit stronger. Close high of day, close above yesterday's high of day, which was the open, like the opposite candle of yesterday. Wow, what a flush out people got yesterday, though, closing at low of day. Good thing I didn't trade anything for ages. I would have, well, I wouldn't have sold at low of day, but I would have worried me. Boom, absolutely flushed on. Next up, high of day, 52-week high, 1435. That should be easy to take out tomorrow. And oh yeah, we already took out the all-time high. So after this 1430, it's just 15, 16, whatever you want. This will just keep climbing and just going towards 20 next year. B2 gold, the one that I want to sell, but I'm not really in a hurry. I saw one or two videos, very persuasive videos, that this is one of the better holds long term, and that Mali is like its Mali operation is almost priced out of the stock price. It's like for free, when you really consider all the assets and all things included, assets versus liabilities, etc., etc. It's basically destined for a way higher price. So it's pretty persuasive video. So I'm in less of a hurry to sell. And anyway, I think gold's going to start taking out its 4,400, and I think this will just end up basically having to go test its old highs. Um, yeah. So obviously it's not been the best performer. Today was okay, 2%. But I think I know what's coming and it will go high, and I'm just less in a hurry, put it that way. So anyway, I'm just holding all of them. Harmony, this one's cool. This one's a crazy stock. 5.5% makes sense. Close a high of day. With what I think is coming, this thing will basically test 22 pretty soon and start heading towards 25, along with gold, just following gold. Paris mining. I love it. I'm not even talking about the way down, which could bite me in the face if we do get some surprise tomorrow. But I don't think anything will really change the trajectory short, medium, or long term. Maybe tomorrow there's a little bit of a surprise dump, and but next week we're back up. I just sorry, nothing changes, and the suppression manipulation is over, which means we're now based on fundamentals, supply, demand, macroeconomics, and all those reasons point to up. RS mining's cool, 4% is nice, best close in 52 weeks. Better candle than all those other red ones, even though it ventured higher at some point. Next up, we might as well make it the absolute all-time high, 1470, a close above that, and we go towards no idea. Just into the abyss, maybe 18. I have no idea actually. This is when it gets really crazy, isn't it? Jesus. Once we close above 1480, yeah, I might start paying attention to this on a daily basis a bit more because this could go wild. This is uncharted territory. I don't think I've ever been in a stock which is like this strong based on the type of fundamentals and about to enter this type of a chart data zone. I've been in some crazy illiquid penny stocks, but not really with this kind of a scenario. So I'm going to start paying attention to this one if I remember to, because I'm always looking at the others. But this is one of my best performing miners. The P&L on this one is just wild. It's like top 10 or something, along with the other big obvious ones, the Pan Americas, the Hecklers, and all that. Um, but this one just somehow found its way there, and obviously it went from, yeah, low mid threes to, Jesus, it's a 5x kind of at this rate. All right, SBSW, not really pure gold and silver. What's going on post market? Must be some news or some fake beard will ask. Okay, that's okay. Tomorrow, if all goes according to plan, we go take out 13.4 and then up we go to 14.2-ish. Yeah, and nothing's changed for me. This goes to 20. But this one involves other metals, and I think next year is going to be the year of the other metals, the palladium, platinum, copper, rhodium, and all the other weird ones. And I think this is the type of stock that would do even better with those metals going up. This one, no problem. All right, first Majestic, let's do the silver ones. Nice. Obviously underperforming the metal. They all are. Silver miners are underperforming the metal. Not in terms of percentage points today. Today, 7% is good. Kind of matches a 4% move in silver, I would say. Normally, you kind of double it. But the chart, right? Silver's at new all-time ever high. So this should be, this should be above 17. This should be in the 20s or something. But it's okay. We can have a delayed start. Tomorrow we're looking for a close above 16. Should be easy. We're almost there already. Actually, you know what? I'm going to raise the resistance to the absolute recent high. So basically, tomorrow, like 1650 would be acceptable for me. So basically, another move like today, you know? Yeah, that's okay. And then the day after, I mean, I know that every day can't be an up day, but basically head towards 1850. Yeah, I agree with those lines. So today was good. There was a lot of damage yesterday, so today was good. Just need that follow through tomorrow and then close the week high and next week carry on. But First Majestic is good, right? Mid 15s is good. I don't know why I want to look at Fortuna, which I don't own. Okay, fair enough. That should start going back up to 1040. All right, let's do CDE. What I do own, doing worse than Fortuna, but we know that got crushed. This one I think is going to be one of the best stocks next year, just as it was this year, actually, especially before this drop. But still one of the best stocks this year, despite the drop. It's okay. 5% is okay and should have done better, but we know it's weak. Just need to get above this little previous high. That's asking too much tomorrow. But let's do 1750 or something. One step at a time, and then we'll start to outperform slowly. This is gone, whatever. Yeah, the good news is that it's got a lot of upward price appreciation to undergo, so almost 50% to get back to its 52-week high, which is such a big move. So it'll find resistance on the way. I think this is correct. Like here, the old high of a few days ago, then this area, this sort of pre-gap, and I could be wrong, it might end up being this, but whatever. Let's just sort of say hereabouts 19, then the gap fill, and then before you get the all-time high, you might get another one or something. But anyway, one or three or four or five resistance on the way up, but huge way up. And I still think silver going crazy, going towards 70, 80 next year. And CDE should end up being better than what the market expects. I mean, the market dumped on it, but maybe ends up being a better company. So it means it should have gone up. And that was with silver around 50, not 70, 80. So, I mean, this thing could end up being 30 plus, which is a 100% move from here. So a nice and obvious hold. I'm holding everything. Heckler, nice. Looks just like First Majestic, actually. Or is that just me? Very similar, Jesus. Um, very similar chart. So tomorrow it'll probably test its old high. Let's just move that down. Looks better. Up here, 18, sort of 20-ish. No problem. I don't think that's asking too much. Uh, whoops, wrong way. Yeah, 6%, basically what it did today. Today was a 7% day. So another day like today, and then oh yeah, this is one of the weird ones again. And then we're above 18, and then I don't know, 20 something. I don't even see 20 as a level. Then well, yeah, 20 will be the next level. Wow, these are just crazy gains. Yeah. So yeah, okay, obviously silver's made new all-time highs, but this is 1 or 2 days behind, but I still think we start catching up. And today was the first day of a catch-up, I think. 7% is outperforming silver, right? It's almost double silver's move, less than double. But you get another day like that, and you're gonna start seeing some serious outperformance. So that's how it starts. EXK, a little disappointed it didn't close in the high of day. I don't really understand that. This is now your resistance. The gap fill was done ages ago. Um, yeah, not sure why it closed so far from high of day, but anyway, it was a green day. It was 4.5%, basically matching silver. Tomorrow, let's go straight to 10. That's what you want to do. You want to close above 10. I don't think you can do it tomorrow. That's way too much of a move. But let's at least close above today's high of day. That should be easy. We shouldn't be starting the day above today's high of day. Although apparently it's there after hours, 886. No, no, it's not there. Okay, whatever. Let's just go towards 10. And once you take out 10, you're going to go straight through the 52-week high and just run towards, yeah, 12, 13. We should be there already. Silver making new historic highs. We shouldn't be pissing around with a candle like this. EXK should be really leveraged, like silver on steroids. So anyway, you're allowed to have one or two bad days. It was still an up day. It was still, 4.5%. So there you go. That's basically it. Maybe I'll take a look at one or two of my. I always forget Aya Silver. It's not even a junior stock. I got quite a lot in it. I just forget. This is also a bit of a beast, right? Silver also. This is pretty close to making a new 52-week high. 5%, a close above 20 or higher, and you go way higher. I was looking at some old base. I was looking at this, wasn't I, before? Like add that on top, but maybe that'll happen next year. But anyway, you close above 20 and off you go, 21, 22, 23. This one looks ready to run. And I think that short report out that destroyed the stock, which I bought into here, but I didn't buy it back here because everything else was going down. I just thought I wasn't sure of the short report. But basically, that short report is a load of crap, the way I understand it. So this can clearly just take out 20 and run as if it never happened, and it probably should belong high because that kind of distorted where it should have been. It should have been making new highs before. So this one looks ready to roll. I like that. Let's see Southern Silver. Got the broker up on the left, so now I can go through them quickly. This looks nice. Nice candle today, 12.50, close a high of day. Next stop is obviously the 52-week high, 60 cents. And if I reset this chart, you can see how much potential it has. It's a typical junior. So next stop, after we take out 60, is going to be the old high of, let's say, 70. Might as well do the old high of 70. And what happens when we take that out? No idea. Then you just go wild. There's probably a bit of resistance here. Can you see it there? There. Something like this, maybe. And then obviously the absolute scream to the old high, but I'm not going to leave it there just in case it sells off early. I'm going to do it there, and I'll be selling before that. I'll probably be selling there. Like, you know what, 290 something and then into that. Okay, we're far from that, but you know what I mean? That's a 10x almost from where we are now. And we've already done quite well, so that's why I'm in these. Silver goes towards 100, you're going to get this wild stuff. Look what it did here, 80 cents to 350. So this one looks really good and it's had a very good percentage move today. Let's look at JAG, the one that I knew was going to go up. It's definitely going to go up. Tomorrow we're going to be 750 testing. And where does it go after that? It just goes towards 11. Almost in a straight line. Just I can see it just like bam, maybe we stop off at 9 or whatever, but basically straight to 11. And after that, no idea. It's another one of those uncharted territory ones, but basically a massive move, right? That's pretty much 50%. Um, yeah. And I think that would happen in weeks. So that's why I'm in JAG, and it's actually worth a decent amount, especially now. Less than Southern Silver, less than I. I'm doing an order of value actually. Next one, Aftermath. I see this one advertised all over the people I follow on Twitter. This one looks cool too. Another 13% today. Let's get rid of that. See what it did. Nice candle. Next up, obviously the 52-week high. That can be attained tomorrow. That's 109-ish. We're going to go straight through one tomorrow, and that'll probably bring it all the way up to 109. And after that, boom, 160, 170. That's probably going to be achieved by the time we're at 70 silver. Do we have anything after that? Yes, we do. We have this stuff over here. I don't know if the US ticker has more data, probably not, but I don't know, something like that. I'm holding it anyway for long term, so do you know what I mean? These are huge moves. And there's way bigger than that. That's just 100% straight away from where we are now, from 1 to 2 or from 90 to 180, pretty much 100%, a little bit less, and then from there to there. So you could just retire on one of these stocks, but it can go crazy south too. So I don't have too much. Kootenay, I don't know anything about it. I like the chart. I like the people who advertised it. To be honest, it's doing well. Back up we go. We're one step away from reaching the 52-week highs of around 210, 215. You can see I added this little line here. That was today actually. Once we start closing above this line, especially 220, like once you take out this descending, that's cool. When you get above the starter, what the actual horizontal of the highest peak, however you want to phrase it, you know what I mean, 220, then it's like, okay, we definitely cleared that. We even took out the horizontal. Then you zoom out, and yeah, there are a few other things that stand out, but basically, this really is the long term. And that's another 100% move. And that's something that the more you zoom out, the more you realize it could definitely work because we were doing these spikes with gold, with the silver hitting 50 at best. We're 60 going to 70, so we should be higher. Even though there's probably legitimate reasons why it's gone down, share dilution. But at one point, no one cares. It's just momentum and FOMO, and you find out it's got silver in the name. That's probably sufficient. So that's Kootenay. I like it. The next one was actually red. What the hell's that about? Galway Metals. Where is it? TSX. Jesus. I own it down here-ish, don't I? No, I own it 76. Oh, that's not very good. I own it there. I think this is one of my late chases. This is the only one where I'm down on. All the other ones I am up, severely up, including the ones I'm about to show you, two others. This one's down since I bought it and also down today. No idea, don't care, holding it. GSVR, this is the Guanajuato whatever. Yeah, I haven't bought this in a while. I owned it sort of, I chased it around here. Where is it? 347. Let's say 35. I own it here. Yeah, the chase. I remember here. Probably exactly on this day. It went all the way up. I left it, went all the way back down. And I bought once when it was below my buy, also because I saw this ascending. And now we're there. And what happens tomorrow? We go back up, test the 60s. Once we start closing above, the 65, we start testing the 75. And then it becomes a weird chart in a good way. And then we go to whatever number you like. 172. I don't know what happens here. This is the absolute beast of the beast when it comes to no comment. What the hell's that about? This is the one that you can wake up to and it's just up 472% for no reason. Just, they've got a new advert in the local village paper. I don't know. This is the pocket rocket you can retire on. So I'm in it for fun, not that much. And finally, and this one has even less. I don't know why I'm going through all my gold and silver stocks. Exelon Resources. I like the people who advertised it. I like the chart. I'm obviously up on my entry at 266, pretty much there-ish. And this one you can tell it's called higher low, and it's just gonna go test its 40 cent. Once you close above 40 cents, 40 cents or high, it just, and apparently I got the next level. Yeah, I agree with that. Okay, sorry, long video. Silver's, it's worth watching the whole thing. Unrehearsed, live, kind of live. Um, Silver's at 60, 61. What are you going to do, right? Gold's going to test its 52 weeks high next. Mine's going to start outperforming the metals again. Today was the start of that, I think. Silver's going to start moving towards 65, 70. You can pick any number you want, and I think the juniors are going to start going crazy. And today is a beautiful day, and looks like we're going to end the year real nice. Everything's wonderful. That's my video. Good luck. Enjoy. Let's see what happens tomorrow. And for me, what's more important is where the market closes the day after tomorrow, so Thursday, because there's some games being played and people are expecting 25 basis points. You may even get gold and silver slammed before or just after it's explained or the news comes out, and you think, what? Isn't it supposed to be bullish? But then maybe towards the close, you come back up a little bit. Is there a Q&A? There probably is. And then the next day we start to go back up, and where do we close? And then Friday is important. Nice weekly candle is what I want, especially. And I think next week we really have good gains. But today was beautiful. Tomorrow could already be beautiful, and the whole year is beautiful. Good luck.